Hello everybody, welcome to Mathethics original channel. Thank you for watching our videos. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. In today's video, we will be solving inequalities. Now, the last video we did the part 1 on that same topic where we only graph some inequality. So today, we will be solving inequality. Now, keep in mind, when you're solving inequalities, it's the same thing, the same step you use when you're solving equations. So every step you use when you're solving equation is the same step that you're gonna use when you're solving inequalities, with a slight difference, and we'll talk about it when we get to it. Now, let's begin. Let's say you have x minus 8 greater than 3. So we are solving this inequality for x. So when you're solving inequality, it simply means you keep that variable you're solving for by itself in one side of the inequality. Now, to do this, since we have x minus 8, we have to add 8 on both sides. Add 8 here, and you add 8 here. So you're going to have x here. So negative 8 plus 8 is 0. Then you're going to have on this side, 3 plus 8 is 11. So x is greater than 11. So what that means, every number that is greater than 11 will satisfy this inequality. So let's check. Let's just check a couple numbers. All right. So let's say x is equal to 12. X equal 12. If x equal 12, then 12 minus 8 will be equal to 4, which is greater than 3. What if x equal to 14? If x is 14, we will have 14 minus 8, which is equal to 6 and also greater than 3. What if x is equal to 10? Now, we choose a number that is less than 11. So we can say 10 minus 8 is equal to 2, which is not greater than 3. That's not greater than 3. All right. So that's what they mean when they say x is greater than 11. So any number that is greater than 11 going to satisfy this inequality, but anything that is less than 11 not going to satisfy this inequality. Also, if x is equal 11, okay, if x is equal 11, okay, so 11 minus 8 is equal to 3, but 3 is not greater than 3. All right, 3 is just equal to 3. All right, but the expression tells us that x minus 8 must be greater than 3. So since 3 is not greater than 3, so x equal 11 is not part of the solution. All right, so how do we graph this? So again, when you're graphing this, what you do, right, so let's say that's 0. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on and so forth. And that's negative 2, negative 4. So what you do, you look for number 11 on the number line. we're gonna look for number 11 on the number line. So we're gonna see number 11 is right here, and we're gonna make a circle here. All right, so because it's greater than, then we're gonna leave this circle open, and we're gonna draw an arrow on the right side of the circle because it's greater than. Okay, so that's the way you graph the solution for this inequality. Now, let's say we have x plus 14, x plus 14 less than 29. Again, to solve for x, we have to subtract 14, okay, on both sides of the inequality. The reason we subtract is because we always use the opposite operation. Because that is a plus 14, then the opposite operation for plus is minus, so then we minus. So we always use the opposite operation. So we got x plus 14 minus 14 is 0, so that's gone. And then you have less than 29 minus 14 is 15. Okay, so that's the solution for this. X had to be less than 15. And when you graph this, let's say that's the number line right here. So 0, 5, 10, 15, and so on and so forth. Let's say that's 20. And that is -5 and -10 and so on. So if x is less than 15, what you should do is go on the number line and look for the number 15. And once you find number 15, you put a circle on it, and then you draw an arrow on the left side of the circle all the way to the end of the line. So that's telling me anything that is less than 15 is a solution of this inequality. Okay, so let's do another example. Now, let's say we have 14k. 14k is greater than or equal to -70. 14k is greater than or equal to -70. We are solving for k. 14k, every time you have a number attached to the variable or to the letter, that means it's a multiplication. Okay, so the inverse operation for multiplication is division. So to eliminate that 14, that is the factor of k, we have to divide by 14. So if we divide this side by 14 and also the other side by 14, the reason we do both sides is the golden rules, okay, or the rule of thumb. Whatever you do to one side, you do it to the other side. Okay, so once you decide what to do on this side to get k by itself, then you apply the same thing on the other side. Okay, so 14 divided by 14 is 1. So 1 is neutral. So you're going to have k on this side by itself greater than or equal to, and -70 divided by 14, I believe, is -5. Okay. Now, how do we graph this? So you just make a number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So we're gonna make a circle on the -5. Make a circle on -5. Now, over here they say greater than or equal to. because it's greater than or equal to, we have to close the circle. Okay, we're gonna close it, or we're gonna shade it inside of the circle. And then since it's greater, then we're gonna draw an arrow on the right side of the circle, all the way over there to the end. So that's k greater than or equal to -5. Let's do another example. And let's say you have c over 8 less than or equal to 4. Okay, you see, notice that so far the same thing I will do for equation is the same thing I'm doing for inequality. So now that little fraction bar means division. Okay, so that's mean we got c divided by 8 is less than or equal to 4. Now the inverse operation for division is multiplication. So in order to eliminate the number 8 in here, you have to multiply by 8. So you multiply this side by 8, and you also multiply the other side by 8. So this 8 will cancel the other 8, and you're going to have c by itself, and then we're going to have less than or equal to 4 times 8 is 32. And then if we draw the number line, so we're going to have, let's say 0 here, and we can do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and that's over here, and that is -5 and -10, and let's go here. So we're gonna go on the number line and find the number 32. Let's assume that 32 is right here. Okay, we're gonna call that 32 right here. So we're gonna make a circle on 32, and then because it's less than or equal to, so we're gonna have to close the circle because of equal to. And then we're going to have to draw a line because it's less than is left. So we're going to draw an arrow on the left side of the circle all the way down. Okay, so that's how you grab this. Now, here's where inequality is different from equation. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, you must flip the inequality sign. Let me write down. When you multiply or divide, when multiply or divide by a negative number, you must flip the inequality sign. All right. For example, if I have -3x, -3x less than -9. Okay, so notice that x is multiplied by -3. So to get x by itself, I need to get rid of that -3. And since that's a multiplication, and the inverse operation for multiplication is division, so I must divide both sides of the inequality by -3. So when I divide by -3, so that's leave x alone. But because I divide by a negative number, which is -3, I must flip the inequality sign and make it greater than, and -9 divided by -3 will be 3. Okay, so at that point, I must flip the inequality sign. So if we grab this, now it's going to be, that's the number line. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, and -1, -2. So again, you have to go on the number line and find the number 3. All right, because it's greater than, then we leave it open. And then we're going to have to draw a line on the right of that circle because it's greater than. Let's do another example. Let's say we have -x over 2 greater than or equal to 3. Again, if you notice, x is multiplied by -1/2. Now, when there is nothing in front of the variable, that's a 1. Okay, so x is multiplied by -1/2. So to get x by itself, we have to divide by -1/2, or we have to multiply by 2. Okay, we got x divided by 2. So we got to multiply both sides by -2. We multiply by -2. Okay, and we multiply by -2. The reason I say -2 because negative times negative gonna make it positive, and the 2 gonna cancel the 2. Okay, so now we're gonna have x by itself, so the negative and negative make it positive, and then the 2 cancel that 2. Now we got x by itself. Now because I multiply by a negative number, which is -2, I must flip the inequality sign. Now it's become less than or equal to, and 3 times -2 is -6. So now if we grab this, let's see, that is 0, 2, 4, 6, -2, -4, -6. So we have to find the number -6 on the number line, which is right here. And then because it's less than or equal to, we're going to have to close the circle or shade inside of the circle. And because it is less than, we have to draw a line. Less than mean on the left. We have to draw a line on the left of the circle. So that is what the circle will look like. Now, we're going to do a few more examples. And in those examples, we will just solve the inequality. So we will not be graphing those solutions. We will just solve. So just you can see that we solve inequality the same way we solve equation, with the exception of when you multiply or divide by a negative number. So let's go. Let's say we have 2n plus 14. Let me use another color. 2n plus 14 is greater than 20. 2n plus 14 is greater than 20. Now, when you're solving this, the first thing we need to do is to get rid of the 14. Notice, we have the multiplication here, and we have the addition. So we always get rid of addition or subtraction first, then we deal with multiplication or division. So To get rid of that plus 14, the inverse operation is minus, negative. So we're going to minus 14 on both sides. Minus 14 and minus 14. So we're going to have 2n, and 14 minus 14 is 0. So greater than, and 20 minus 14 is 6. Now, we need to get rid of that 2. To get rid of the 2, we will divide by 2, since 2 is multiplying n. So we divide by 2 here, and we divide by 2 here. So now we got n by itself, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Got n, and then we got 3 here. So let's do another example. Let's say we have 4x plus 10, 4x plus 10 less than 2x plus 14. Okay, so we need to combine like term here. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna subtract. We're gonna move the x term on the left side of the inequality. So by subtracting 2x on both sides, minus 2x on here, minus 2x on here. So when you do that, so 4x minus 2x is 2x, and then we still have that plus 10, less than, now we no longer have this, so but we still have that 14, plus 14. Now what we can do is subtract 10 on both sides, 10 here, 10 here. So we got 2x, 10 minus 10 is 0, so that's gone. So we got 2x is less than, 14 minus 10 is 6. Now, we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 2, since 2 multiply x, so the inverse operation for multiplication is division. So we divide both sides by 2. So in this case, you got x is less than 3. Alright, so x is less than 3. And that's the solution here. So another example. Let's say we have 3x minus 7. Okay. 3x minus 7 greater than or equal to 2 factor of x minus 7. Okay, so now on this one, notice we have parentheses involved. So when we have parentheses involved, we like to get rid of them first. Okay, and the way we eliminate our parentheses is by using the substitution property. Sorry, the distributive property. So we use distributive property, which means we take that number in front of the parentheses, we multiply it by the first number, and then we take that same number, go back to that same number, and multiply it by the second number. Okay, so let's go and do that. So we're going to write 3x minus 7 greater than or equal to 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Now, we can go ahead and subtract 2x. So we're gonna move all the x term to the left side of the inequality. So to move this 2x to the left side, we're gonna subtract 2x here. And with that being said, we also have to subtract 2x in here. So doing that, we got 3x minus 2x equal to x minus 7 greater than or equal to, now this is gone, minus 14. So now what we're gonna do is get rid of that negative 7. So that negative 7 by adding 7 to it. So we do it on both sides. So we got x, and negative 7 plus 7 is 0, it's gone, greater than or equal to, and negative 14 plus 7 is negative 7, greater than or equal to negative 7. See, so far I keep the inequality sign the same way from beginning to the end, because at any point here I did not have to multiply or divide by a negative number. So we will do some more example. So let's say we have 2x less than 7x minus 36. We need to move the x term to the left of the inequality. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna subtract 7x to this, subtract 7x on this side of the inequality, and also subtract 7x on this side of the inequality. 2x minus 7x is equal to negative 5x, less than, so that is gone, 7x minus 7x is 0, negative 36. Now, what we're gonna do here is divide by negative 5. We're gonna divide this side by negative 5, and also we will divide by negative 5. So negative 5 divided by negative 5 is gone. So we got x by itself. Now, because I divide by a negative number, which is negative 5, so I have to flip the inequality sign. So over here was less than, now it's going to become greater than, and then negative over negative become positive. So 36 over 5. We cannot simplify this, so we'll leave it as it is. So that's the solution. Okay, so let's do another one more. Let's say we have 2 factor of x minus 3 plus 5 greater than or equal to 3x minus 10. Okay, so again, notice in this case we have parentheses involved, so we're gonna use the distributive property so we can eliminate the parentheses. So 2 times x is 2x. So to do that, we're gonna take that 2 multiply x and then take 2 multiply negative 3. So we're gonna have 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 plus 5 greater than or equal to 3x minus 10. Now, negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. So combine like term. So you got 2x. So what I combine here is this 2 term right here. Okay, so I'm going to combine this. So I'm going to have 2x minus 1 greater than or equal to 3x minus 10. Now, we're going to subtract 3x, okay? I'm going to subtract 3x on both sides of the inequality so I can move everything to the left. So 2x minus 3x is equal to negative x, which means negative 1x. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So 1 is neutral, we just put negative x. Minus 1 greater than or equal to, so 3x minus 3x is gone. So we got negative 10. Now we are going to add 1 on both sides of the equation. Then we're going to have negative x. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0, so gone. Greater than or equal to negative 9. Notice we have negative x. So when you're solving for a variable, you want that variable to be positive always. So that's how you know you have a solution. So because x is negative, we have to make it positive. And one way we can do that is by dividing everything by negative 1. Okay, we divide everything by negative 1. So now negative x divided by negative 1 is simply x. And because we divide by a negative number, which is negative 1, so we have to flip the inequality sign. So it's no longer greater than or equal to. Instead, it's going to be less than or equal to. And negative 9 divided by negative 1 is positive 9. And that should be the solution. So I hope those examples help. Please share your feedback with us. And of course, if you have any question or any suggestion, please let us know in the comment. Again, thank you, and I'll see you for the next video.